All right, guys, welcome to part 2 of my Madrona flip before walkthrough. So right now I'm down in the basement, and this is where some serious work is going to go in. You can see we're already well under construction. Sorry, I was a little bit delayed on getting this video for you, but it's okay. Now you get to see the war zone going on. So in this video, we're going to be really just focusing on just the basement. A lot of work is going to go into this place to make it something that's beautiful, and I'm going to touch on lots of stuff from waterproofing to what we have to do if you're below grade, plumbing, all that kind of good stuff. Before I get into the meat and potatoes, make sure you guys follow me on Jared Flip Seattle, my Instagram. We have JH1 Homes for my Facebook page, and then as always, Jared Buys Houses on YouTube. Lots of fun, cool, different content getting posted there for you. So let's talk about this basement, huh? It's under construction, all right? So this place was mostly unfinished when we took possession of this. The owner had actually bought this place years ago. He's been living through the remodel. He got to the end of his wits with it and was just kind of finished, right? So I came in and I was able to look at this house, which would have scared a lot of people off because of the basement alone. So he ended up spending 35 to 40 grand actually reinforcing, stabilizing, and lifting the basement. You guys can see we have these big steel plates that are around. They actually installed things called push piers, which is they install them underneath the actual footings of the house, and they're big hydraulic piers that get pushed down to bedrock. You can raise it and then stabilize it. So he's done the heavy lifting, yes, pun intended, for me on that, which is good. So I'm gonna take over and finish it. So what do you need to look for when you get into a basement like this, when we wanna finish everything? One thing that I always look for, this is a big pro tip for you guys, when you're finishing basements, you look for where the drain goes down into the earth basically, right? So right now we're above grade, right? Which means we're standing on top of the dirt. This sewer drain is going down above the grade as well. So in order for us to be able to put a bathroom down here, we have to install what's called a grinder pump, that big giant pump right there. Basically all of the waste and water gets fed down into that pump that grinds it up, and then it actually shoots it into the sewer. So that's something that you do have to do anytime you're below grade and you want to add a bathroom. How much does that cost? Roughly around 1,500 bucks, right? So you got to budget that from day one. So that's one thing that you always need to look for when you finish basements. Something else, you guys can see all of this green, pretty drawings on the wall. There was a lot of cracks in this foundation because of this settling over time. So now it has been stabilized, so the settling is gonna stop. But anytime we finish a basement, if we see any crack, whether it's a hairline crack or something bigger, we're gonna waterproof it. So all of that stuff is kind of phase one. We fill those cracks with epoxy. Then we're actually gonna use something called hydraulic concrete. We're gonna seal over top of that, kind of smooth it out. Then the final step is we put waterproofing over top. So it's like a real thick tar type of waterproofing. We're gonna seal that from the top all the way down. If you wanna go extra above and beyond, you can actually put like a tar paper over top of that and then seal it as well. That's gonna save us from coming back later dealing with any water issues. So that's what you guys can do to take care of cracks like that. Some other stuff that we're looking at, you can see we had to chip up some of this foundation floor in order for it to be level because there'd been a lot of settling. We actually had to chip it down a little bit, and then we're gonna be able to make it level all the way across. We have amazing ceiling height. I'm 6'3". You can see how high this is right now. So this basement looks like a straight up war zone, but when we're done, it's gonna be beautiful. I'm standing right in the middle of what's gonna be a nice big bonus room. We're gonna have about 7-foot clearance down here, which is fantastic. That's what's required minimum ceiling height for nowadays, so that's really good. Something else we do have to do, last thing, quick little tip for you guys, we have to create an egress window in this back bedroom. So you can see we've already cut down into the concrete up above here. We're gonna be able to pop this out. We're gonna have it right around, I think, 42 inches or so, because you have to have it legal height to be able to crawl out if there is any kind of a fire issue to be able to get out of the house. So a lot going on in this basement though. We covered some of the bigger stuff. I could talk for 30 more minutes about this, but I think that's enough for now. So on the next video, guys, we're gonna jump upstairs. We're gonna cover already what's going on up there. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. See you soon.